Hello everybody, this is going to be an overview video regarding a new computer case I recently purchased, which is this case over here, the HAF XM by Master. The HAF XM is a mid-tower version of the popular HAF X full tower. Let's get started, shall we?
Okay, as you can see, the HAF XM is much larger than most mid-tower cases out there. It's quite massive for a mid-tower case actually, but that's a plus for me. This particular case comes with 3 pre-installed fans already. It comes with one 200mm front fan, one 200mm top fan, and one 140mm rear fan, with plenty of options to add additional fans if you desire to. Okay, I'm going to be showing you the front part of the case first. I'm going to go ahead and move here to the top part of the front case. As you can see here, you have the integrated I/O panel. So in this case, the panel is integrated. Unlike the HAF X case, the I/O panel is actually removable. Okay, so I'm going to show you the 3 points here. As you can see, there's a symbol of a fan here. Now this is the button to turn off the light of the front 200mm fan. So this only to turn off the light, not the fan itself. So whenever the light bothers you at nighttime, you can turn it off by hitting this switch here. In the middle here, you have a power button in the shape of a pentagon, which looks pretty cool. And along the edges, it's a red LED light. So whenever you turn off the system, the LED light along the edges will power on red. Will turn on red, which looks pretty nice. One thing that I like about this power button is that it requires a bit of force to turn off the system. So if you were to lean on it or place something on the top of this case, you won't be able to easily power off the system by accident. So the button is pretty sturdy, as it requires a bit of force to turn it off. Over here you have your reset button, and over here you have a storage compartment that allows you to store away flash drive, change, mobile phones, or even an iPhone, which fits perfectly fine there. And it also has a rubber mat. You can actually remove this rubber mat, so whenever it requires cleaning, you can remove it and give it a good cleanup. And just push the corners to insert the rubber mat back in. Okay, and below here, I'm going to be showing you the. So here we have a couple of USB 2.0s. And which comes in handy if you have an older motherboard like myself that only supports 2.0. These USB 2.0 will come in handy. Here you have a headphone port and a microphone port. Now if you notice, these are not colored green or pink. Some people I know prefer to have it colored to identify them. For me, it doesn't really matter, because this works for me. So it also matches the case, so that's why I prefer it this way. Here we have a couple of 3.0 USB ports, which comes in handy for the newer motherboards that are available now, and the future motherboards that are coming out that will only support 3.0 USB ports, which is very, very fast. So at the bottom here we have 3.5 bays. As you can see, I used up 2 of those. The first one I used up to install a Blu-ray DVD ROM drive. The second one I used to install a touchscreen LCD fan controller. And here at the bottom, this is actually the vented cover of the 3.5 base, and this is what it looks like. It has some ventilation in there that allows for good airflow. And in here we have 2 hot swappable X-Dock bay, which can be easily be removed by sliding them out. I'll show you an example here. Okay, and as you can see here, you have 4 pre-installed screws in there. So if you were to install a 3.5 drive, you don't need any screws. You just align the screws and just pop in the 3.5 drive into place. And if you desire to install a 2.5 drive, you can. There's actually the mounting host to support that as well. These are also wired to a SATA backplate, so let me just show you here. Let's turn on the lights. And there goes the SATA backplate. It's actually wired to the back of the case there, which you can connect to the motherboard. And you just want to make sure that when you slide these swappable drive bays in, you want to make sure you slide it in further and further in to connect to the SATA port. And below here you have your front grille, along with the Cooler Master logo. And behind this front grille, you actually have a dust filter too. So you know, it's good because it keeps away the dust from going inside the case, and also allows for a better airflow too. And it also comes with one large 200mm fan that allows for less noise and better airflow. It comes pre-installed already with a 200mm red fan LED, but I changed it for a blue LED fan instead because I prefer blue, and it also matches my Razer Black Widow Stealth blue LED keyboard. Now this whole front panel pops out. If you grip it down here and give it a firm pull, this whole front panel will come out. But before you actually pull this out, you want to make sure to remove these swappable bays. Want to make sure to remove them, because if you don't remove them, you can risk breaking the whole front panel or even the base itself. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to remove the front panel. So simply what I do is just want to grip it here at the bottom, right here, and just pop it out. Just give it a little force. Okay, so let me show you. There we go. Simple as that. Alright, so I'm just gonna show you here what the behind the front panel looks like. As you can see, it has some. It's already equipped with dust filters. And there you see the honeycomb grill. And here over here is what the vented card looks like. And you can just simply just pop it out here. It has the little clips. Just pop it out. Okay, so this is what the back of the case looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and start here at the top. So as you notice here, you see a little thumb screw, and this little thumb screw is actually to hold the top cover into place. So this secures the top cover. And if you want to remove the top cover, you have to just unscrew this thumb screw, and the top cover easily comes out. Very, very convenient. And over here you have 3 rubber garment holes, and you can use these to route cables through them. Below here you have your 140mm fan, which already comes pre-installed with a stock 140mm fan, but I replaced it for a blue LED 140mm fan. It can also support a 120mm fan as well as liquid cooling. Below here you have your PCI slots, 8 of them, which I already used some of these for my video card, my wireless adapter card, PCI card. It also supports, with a proper motherboard, it also supports 2-way or 3-way Caviar X or SLI. And to the side here we have an additional PCI slot if you wish to install a fan controller knob or an additional USB PCI adapter. And below here you have your opening for the power supply, as well as the mount holes for it. So simply all you have to do is just slide in the power supply and secure it here with the screws. Below the power supply, there's also dust filters. I'm not sure why Cooler Master installed set up the dust filter this way below here, because you actually have to remove the power supply to remove the dust filter.
if it requires cleaning, which is it's a bit of a pain. It's a hassle because you have to unscrew this and then remove the dust filter. They should have designed that a bit. They should have come up with a better design for that. But okay, so I'm going to be showing you the left side panel of the case. I'm just gonna zoom in here at the bottom, and as you can see, there's a nice grill opening area there. That's equipped with dust filters behind it, and there's also mounting holes to support a 200mm fan like the one I have installed now. Or if you desire to install 140mm fan or dual 140mm fan, there's also mounting holes to support that as well. Just keep in mind that before you open this side panel completely, you have to make sure to remove the 3-pin cable, disconnect the 3-pin fan cable. So at the top here, CoolMaster added a new feature, which is a nice latch handle that allows you to open the entire panel without thumb screws or dealing with the awkwardness of sliding the panel in and out. So this feature comes in handy if you're the type of person who's constantly checking the inside of your case or replacing parts on the inside of your case. It's very convenient and very easy to access the inside of your case. You just simply pull this latch and just pop the panel out. It's that simple. Okay, so this is what the inside of the case looks like with all of the components installed. As you can see there, for a mid-tower case, this case offers a ton of space and does a superb job with the cable management. It's just truly amazing. It can also support CPU coolers up to 7.7 inches in height. In fact, I was able to swap out everything from our previous case and install it into this case with ease. And yes, as you can see there, that is the 1366 P6T Deluxe V2 motherboard along with the i7-920 DO chip. I have had this for over 3 years and still running strong, but I will be replacing my entire system in the future. But for now, this particular setup does me justice with an overclock of 4.0. You know, I'm just waiting patiently for the new Intel Haswell processor, which is supposed to be the new generation of microprocessor. But for now, I just decided to, you know, upgrade my my previous case to this case here to support our future installation. Okay, here we have our 3.5 drive base, and I really like this feature the CoolMaster added, which is some type of toolless locking system mechanism. So if you desire to install a drive into one of these drive bays, like I did here, all you have to do is slide this tab to the open side, insert the drive of your choice, and then slide this tab back to the lock side to secure the drive into place. Very easy to use, very convenient, no screws or tools required. Below here you have your swappable base that I mentioned earlier. So I'm just going to show you what the plate looks like from behind. And here's the Molex for power. And here you have your 2 SATA ports. Below here we even have more 3.5 drive base, 6 of them to be exact. And these also support 2.5 hard drives. It has the mounting holes to support that. I'm just going to show you to open one of these. So you have to do is just push this a bit here, this tab, and slide the drive bay up. Just insert it back in. And as you notice here, we have the 200 front millimeter front fan to give a nice airflow to the hard drive area, so it keeps the hard drive nice and cool. And here along the side here, there's actually mounting holes to support a 120mm fan. One thing that I want to mention is I really like this design because, as you can see, I have 2 SATA hard drives here, right? But you don't see the SATA ports nor the SATA cable because the SATA ports are actually facing the other side of the case, so it's not visible from this side here. It gives the case a nice slick look, just a much neater look, and you can actually route the SATA cable through that garment hole there and connect it to your motherboard. So it's a very brilliant design by CoolMaster. And also this top part area here is removable. So these 3.5 drive bays, 3 of them here, are removable to support an 18-inch video card. That's right, an 18-inch video card.
So as you can see, I do not have an 18-inch video card, but you can remove this top piece here and I will give you additional space with the 18-inch video card. And below here we have our power supply cover plate, and this actually sits on a rail here. And what this does is it actually helps with the cable management for the power supply. So it tucks away all of the cable for the power supply, which gives it a which gives the case a better airflow, because the cable won't be in the way, won't interfere with the airflow. And this is actually secured by two Phillips screw heads there. So if you want to remove this, if you want to move this back and forth, you can by loosening those Phillips screws. And this is the rail here that allows it to move back and forward. Below the power supply, there's actually 4 rubber stands to help protect the power supply from vibration. And the case also comes with the connectors, the front panel connectors. As you can see, you have your hard drive LED connector, your reset connector, and your power switch connectors. And what I really like about the cables is it comes in a black sleeve, so it matches with the case. And here you have your USB 2.0 header connector. Now the 3.0 header connector, I actually tucked that away because my motherboard doesn't support USB 3.0. Okay, and here you have your HD AC audio connectors. Moving here to the top, you have your 140 millimeter fan, rear fan. So this already comes pre-installed, but I swapped it out for a blue LED 140 millimeter fan. And over here on the side, you have we have here our rubber garment hose to help with the cable management. And there's actually more garment rubber hose right below here, this opening there. Moving to the top part of the case, this is the top cover panel, and here are the 2 opening grills for the 200 millimeter fans that produces a nice airflow, which the HAF cases are known for. This top cover comes out easily by unscrewing a thumb screw located here in the back of the panel. So let me just show you. And just lift it up. Simple as that. Okay, this is the top panel area of the case without the top panel installed. It has enough space to support a 240 millimeter or 280 millimeter cooling radiator. As you can see, I have the H100 installed here. And here's a mount hole to support the 280 millimeter radiator. Now these 2 fans you see here are 120 millimeter and 12 millimeter thick. They run at 2000 RPM. These are basically slim fans. I could not do a push-pull setup with the 25 millimeter thick fans like the Corsair fans because there was not enough space between the top panel and the 25 millimeter thick fans. The top panel will not close. Let me just show you. This is a 120 millimeter, 25 millimeter thick fan. You can see the difference there. And also, I wanted to point out that the 25 millimeter thick fans are more equipped for radiators and more efficient than slim fans at handling static pressure. But because of the limited space, I have to go with these slim fans. I also have the H100 pump set to the balance level, which keeps all fans running at the same RPM of 2000. But for now, I'm quite happy with their performance as a push-pull setup. And also, in case you're wondering why I didn't install the radiator inside the case, is because I didn't have enough space between the fans and the motherboard.
Just show you here. See, it's inside there. It's pretty tight squeeze. Now I could have set the fans on the top and the radiator inside the case, but for now it just shows this setup.
Okay, so I'm going to be showing you the right side panel of the case. Now the first thing you notice here is this space is actually this shape here, this ball out space, which is actually bolted out to help with the cable management. So that's to give enough clearance between the panel and the cables. And there's 2 thumb screws to keep the right panel to keep it secure. Okay guys, so I'm going to be showing you the other side of the case, the messy part of the case actually. This is where all the cables route through to make the other side look neat. So let me focus in here on the cutout plate. So if you can see what Cooler Master did, they actually improved this cutout plate much better than the original HAF X case, which had about this much cutout space. Now they actually made it much bigger, and it's way easier to install an aftermarket heatsink plate now. Much easier. That's definitely a plus. Over here you actually have a mounting area to mount a 2.5 SSD drive. As you can see the mount holes there. And here you have your rubber garment hose where the cables routes through. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's quite a few of them. And over here, so this is what I mentioned earlier about the SATA ports displaying on the back side here on the messy part of the case, which makes the other side looks neat. So this is a nice feature here. And here's again the 200mm fan. One of the reasons why I purchased this case is because I wanted a mid-tower that looks great, offers lots of airflow, and has the flexibility and benefits of a full tower, which means a ton of space to work with and fit in the biggest and latest component, as well as good cable management. And I also like the toolless feature that provides simplicity. Another reason is I will be replacing my old system, so I wanted a new case to support future component installation in the years to come. So the HAF XM is perfect for that. So before I end this video, I also wanted to mention that this case is compatible with micro ATX, ATX, and eATX motherboards. And keep in mind, if you're looking for your typical mid tower, this is not your typical mid tower, because this mid tower is much bigger than most mid towers out there. In fact, it's like a super mid tower, and it's borderline from a full tower. But for me, that's perfect. The more space, the better. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.